What's going on, YouTube? Ryan back from Dopamon again, continuing on our World Junior Hockey Championship team preview, focusing now on Team Finland. Team Finland, for a few years there, won a lot of gold medals. They won in 2014, 16, and 19. Haven't won six since, but one have still been in the medal contention. Last year, not great, quarterfinal loss out of the medals. Year before that was silver, year before that was bronze. But a lot of their team isn't here. Joakim Kemmel didn't make the trip. I don't think they have a team. I'm going to say it off the hop. I don't think Finland is going to medal this year. I think they're going to be bumped by a team possibly like Germany even. They're in Group A, Canada, Finland, Germany, Latvia, and Sweden. Because they're in that group, I think they could sneak in and win a quarterfinal game. It's going to be tough. This team is in tough for it. I do think they have some pretty good pieces. We'll go through them. But I haven't been this low on Sweden or on Finland in a long time. We'll go through it now. Goaltending: Niklas Kokko, Noa Vali, and Eemil Vinni. Niklas Kokko, 6'4", big goaltender. Seattle Kraken, 58th overall pick in the 2022 draft. Plays for Karpat, 9.068 percentage in 10 games there. Yeah, he's a good, consistent goaltender. I think he's the de facto number one. I don't think these other two guys get in there. I think it's Kokko's net to lose. Noa Vali, undrafted goaltender, 18 years old, 6 feet tall, 154 pounds. He's skinny. He's not very big. Plays for TPS, has an 8.95 save percentage in 13 games there. I don't think he'll push for it. Eemil Vinni is a 2024 draft eligible prospect, 6'2". He plays in the Mestis League mainly this year. 20 games, 890 save percentage. So see what I mean when I say Kokko is, I think, the de facto number one. These other two guys, if they get hot and they like what they see and they split games early and they take a run for it, sure. But I think it's Kokko's net to lose. First deep pairing. We have Arttu Kärki and Joona Väisänen. And I apologize. I'm going to try my best to pronounce the names, Finland. I'm sorry in advance. 6'2", Arttu Kärki. 96 overall, picked by the Vegas Golden Knights. I think their top defenseman, least offensively, two-way guy, but offensively, power play guy, I think, as well. 30 points in 30 games for the Sioux Greyhounds. Plays over here. He's got a great shot. Makes very good rush plays. I don't think he's not Tommi Männistö. Let me just tell you that from a couple years ago. But I think he can be very good. And Joona Väisänen, 6 foot, undrafted. 19-year-old defenseman, plays for the Dubuque Fighting Saints. 21 points in 24 games this year for the USHL. I think a good pairing to have with Arttu Kärki. Second pairing, we have Jesse Pulkkinen and Otto Salin. Pulkkinen, undrafted. He's huge though. 6'6", 18 years old. He's still on the young side. Playing for mostly in the U20 league this year for JYP. 28 points in 18 games. He's big and he's offensive. But he's young, and he's mainly unproven. But I think it's a perfect guy to have paired with Otto Salin. Is a 148th pick by the Los Angeles Kings. I think that is criminally low for how good he is. He's only 5'11", but he's a very good defenseman. He has 6 points in 29 games in Liga this year. He activates a lot. He's good offensive. He's a good skater. He's good off-puck defender, which I think this team desperately needs. But I think it's a great pairing for Pulkkinen And this is all I think this is mostly my just guesses. I'm not actually sure as much as I was from the other teams what the pairings and lines are going to be. This is what I would do. Third pair, Emil Pieniniemi and Kasper Kulonummi. Go with Emil first, 6'2", Pittsburgh Penguins draft pick, 91st overall. He's a big minute eater, and in Karpat he played 4 points, 23 games, and Karpat this year. Plays on both special teams. Good skater, really good in the defensive end. He plays that not physical style defense, but is very, I don't want to say very Finnish. That sounds weird, but he plays a very solid Finnish style game where he's physical but not heavy hitting. He gets in there, he frustrates you. He's I think a very good third pairing defenseman for this team. Good pair with Kulonummi, Kasper Kulonummi, 6-foot defenseman, 84th overall pick, the Nashville Predators. Amazing skater. I know this guy. I don't know a whole lot about this guy. I know he's an amazing skater, though. He's got 1 point in 25 games in Liga this year. Not an offensive guy, but he's your kind of typical solid defensive defenseman. That's a good skater. He's not just a big heavy hitter. He's a good skating, movement, mobile defensive defenseman. Rounding out, we have Kalle Kangas, 6'4", 223rd overall pick of the Pittsburgh Penguins in last year's draft. Late pick. Plays in Mestis League, Jokerit, 6 points in 23 games over there. He's their 7th defenseman. Moves the puck well, can play in kind of multiple situations, but he's their 7th defenseman, I think, for a reason. And that's their defense crew. Forwards. I like this. This is probably one of my favorite lines on this team. Jani Nyman, Konsta Helenius, and Lenni, I'm going to butcher this, Hämeenaho. Apologize. I really do. I'm trying my best, I promise. Jani Nyman played in this tournament last year, I believe. Yes, he did. He has 22 points in 28 games in the league this year. He's one of their best offensive players. He's a left shot. He normally plays on the right wing, but I have him on the left side on this team. He's a Seattle Kraken draft pick, 49th overall in 2022. He is a good finisher, and I think he's going to be an amazing player to play with Konsta Helenius, a top-ranked player for this upcoming draft. He's probably going to go top 10, maybe top 5. He's the next big Swedish prospect. He plays for Jokerit in Liga, 20 points in 28 games as a 17-year-old in Liga. If this team hopes to get any offense, it's going to come through this guy for sure. He's incredible. He's only 5'11", but he plays a lot bigger than that. And he's an offensive catalyst for this team. On the right, Lenni Hämeenaho, 6'1", 185 pounds, right shot forward, 58th overall pick last year of the New Jersey Devils. Smart hockey player. I think a good person to put on the right side of these two guys. Finisher, top prospect, brains. So he's just got great hockey sense. 17 points in 26 games for a SAT in Liga. Next line, we have Aleksanteri Kaskimäki, Jere Lassila, and Kasper Halttunen. We'll start with Kaskimäki, 73rd overall in 2022 St. Louis Blues draft pick. He is a rush guy. He is a prototypical Finnish skilled rush forward. He has 10 points in 26 games. He's great in the neutral zone. He's highly offensive, and I think he absolutely plays in the top 6 here. We have Jere Lassila, 5'10", undrafted. I don't know a whole lot about him. The blurb on Elite Prospects is reads as follows. He's an efficient player, someone who anticipates play well and makes sound decisions with the puck. There's a clear understanding of defensive and offensive rotations there, too. I don't know much about this player. I'm going to be completely honest. He has 11 points in 27 games in Liga. This is what I've heard for lineup rotations. He's undrafted. Could absolutely get drafted after this year. It's a late round pick. He's got some offensive upside. This guy, though, Kasper Halttunen. On the right side, I love Kasper Halttunen. He was in my first round mock draft, I believe, last year. He was right on the edge. 36th overall pick ended up being to the San Jose Sharks, who I think got a steal. Plays for the London Knights this year. 31 points in 28 games so far this year. I watch a lot of OHL, so I love this guy. He's got a big, heavy shot. He's 6'3", plays physical. He's a power forward. He is absolutely a power forward, and he could 1,000,000% be on the top line with Helenius and Nyman by the end of this tournament. I have him here to try to spread out the offense and really get the second line going. I think he can be a catalyst. He's going to play the power play. He's going to play that half wall and blast pucks on net. Can't wait to see him play in this tournament. Third line. We have Rasmus Kumpulainen, Oiva Keskinen, and Emil Hemming. Kumpulainen is an Oshawa General. Plays in the OHL. Has 27 points in 27 games. He's got some offense to him. He's a 53rd overall pick last year. Plays center there, but we'll put him on the wing because a lot of these guys are natural centers. Someone's got to play wing. Again, big body player. If they want to line him up in the middle between Kasper Halttunen and one another of their big wingers, they could absolutely do that and really, really forecheck the hell out of a team, as Finland generally likes to do. Really get under the skin of their opponent and just grind them down. Play that typical Team Sweden style, pesky kind of hockey. Yeah, absolutely the offensive physical catalyst of this line. Oiva Keskinen is a 194th overall pick of the Columbus Blue Jackets. Comes from a hockey family, 15 points, 29 games in Tappara. Couple guys from that team or that system on this Finland team. And yeah, he's 6 foot, so natural center. I think he's a good face-off guy from what I remember of him. I've only watched a couple league games this year, so I'm stretching my memory. He's going to line up here with Emil Hemming, 6'2", 196 pounds. Plays for TPS in Liga, 8 points in 26 games. Has also played 8 games in the U20 League. Has put up 15 points in those 8 games. He will be a first-round pick in this year's draft. He will not go as high as Konsta Helenius, but I do believe he could be sneaking probably in the high 20s, might sneak into the teens. He's got good offense. I'll wait to break down his whole scouting report when we get into that season. I do like him, though. I like what I've seen from him so far. And he could be a sneaky player for this team and really be important. Really be important. They need offense to come from somebody. Could be it. Samu Bau, Max Koskipirtti, and Tommi Männistö. Samu Bau, 6'5", 162nd overall pick of the 2023 draft to the Arizona Coyotes. This is a guy I couldn't think of before when making a big third line. He only has 1 goal in Liga this year in 30 games. But he drives the net. He's got some good defensive value. He drives to the net. He's a hard player to play against. He's 6'5", so he's huge. Could absolutely be a great fit on a line with, say, Halttunen and Kumpulainen. Max Koskipirtti, did it twice. 6 foot tall, 181 pound centerman. Plays for Michigan Tech. I didn't know that. I misread my notes. He's an NCAA player. I thought they were all coming from the OHL or Finland. I was wrong. 12 points in 19 games at Michigan this year. I don't know much about him. I thought he played somewhere else. So I'm curious to see him. Maybe I'll watch the Michigan Tech games to really get up on him. And Tommi Männistö, Michigan State University player, did play in Tappara, so he's familiar with that system. He has 5 points in 15 games in the NCAA this year. These last two guys have been undrafted, gone through the draft at least once already, but have some upside for this Team Finland team going into the tournament. But like I said, there's really good players, I think, at the top end, but this middle sixth and bottom line, fourth line is a little bit suspect for how it's going to play out. I don't know exactly how good Finland's going to be. I could be completely wrong on this, but I'm not feeling Team Finland this year. Just from an outside perspective, I'm not feeling it. Last but not least, Janne Naukkarinen, 6 foot tall, undrafted centerman, is the captain of his U20 team, but has also played 16 games in Saipa for Liga, 7 points in those 16 games. Anyway, that's your Team Finland. They're missing some of their high-end players. Joakim Kamo would be is such an important guy that they do not have. A guy like Brad Lambert, I believe is aged out. He's no longer here. It's a tough team. It's tough. It's a tough look, but Finland thrives in being the underdog. Let me tell you, they love being underestimated. I'm underestimating you, Finland. Show me up. I would love to see it. I'd love to see some of these players go on a little bit of a run. Kasper Halttunen is one of my favorite players from that last draft, and Konsta Helenius could seriously be one of the best players out of next year's draft, 2024. So, prove me wrong, Finland. I'm into it. I don't love your team, but I think you should do some serious damage because you're Team Finland and you generally love to mess with the top teams, and you're a sneaky contender. But let me know what you think. People who are watching, if you made it this far, thank you so much. Let me know what you think about Team Finland. Where are they going to place? Are they going to medal? Who are they going to beat? Thanks so much for watching. Like this video if you did. Subscribe for more dope hockey content. I'll see you next time. Peace.